Well, it's the other big political battle that's playing out ahead of the next general election. What is a freebie and what is a welfare scheme? The Prime Minister certainly made it a big political battle by attacking parties like the Aam Aadmi Party for their, what he calls their freebies. They've hit back saying you can't measure welfare schemes for people only in terms of freebies. Now, the issue is in court as well, in the Supreme Court no less. And today, the centre told the Supreme Court, we're not opposed to socialism, but if social welfare means distributing everything for free, then that's an immature understanding of the term social welfare. However, the Supreme Court asked that some say political parties cannot be prevented from making promises to voters. What is it that defines what is a freebie? Is universal healthcare and access to drinking water? Can these be treated as freebies? Well, interestingly, the DMK has also become a party to this case that's going on in the Supreme Court, along with the Aam Aadmi Party, and the Tamil Nadu Finance Minister, Mr. P. Thiagarajan, joins us now for more on that. Mr. Thiagarajan, tell us more about what your petition says and what it argues.
I'm sorry, I haven't seen the petition. I'm actually in Madurai. But I don't think this is a new position for us. When the 15 Finance Commission's terms of reference were set, you may remember that it was advised to the Finance Commission by the then Finance Ministry under Mr. Jaitley that they should disincentivize populist schemes. And we asked then, who decides what is populist? Tamil Nadu started giving free food to children in schools in 1921 under the Madras Presidency, continued in Madras State, continued in Tamil Nadu State. Recently, the Chief Minister has announced free breakfast program on a pilot basis because we found data showing that stunting and undernourishment was happening, especially after demonetization. Is that a freebie? So this notion of freebies, first of all, is very ill-defined. One man's freebie is another man's, essential social spending. We made that point to the Finance Commission. Why would we not make it to the court? And secondly,
but if I could interrupt, in Tamil Nadu, for instance, there is a tradition of giving, for instance, even free color televisions. Isn't there a difference between giving free color TVs to people and, say, giving them access to clean drinking water or free ration, or like the Amma canteens that you had, for example, or like
whatever that distinction is, not clear to me that the Supreme Court or TV anchors or the Finance Commission is the right authority under the Constitution to make that distinction. The voters will make their minds based on whether they like it, don't like it, they re-elect, don't elect. Who appointed who the savior of the public exchequer? I don't understand what the role of the court is in this. Since when does any country's constitution allow the Supreme Court to decide how the public money is spent? I don't understand the basis on which this discussion happens.
But it's there now. And what would you say to the Prime Minister's criticism that these are, there's a difference between welfare schemes and what is I'm giving you the example of color TVs. How is that?
Well, let me give you an example. The Prime Minister's own largest part of the state in the country, the UP government run by a BJP fellow member of the same party, announced free bus rides recently. Is the Prime Minister positive or negative on that? Let's leave that. In Tamil Nadu, our predecessor ADMK government decided to give scooters and two-wheelers at half price, 25,000 rupees per person for 1 lakh women, free discount. And the Prime Minister came to inaugurate that scheme. The sitting Prime Minister of this country came to Tamil Nadu to give away 25,000 rupees per person to buy bikes. What was his thinking then? Is that an acceptable freebie? If a two-wheeler to a person is okay, why is not food or why is not a TV okay? Who makes the distinction?
So is the next general election going to come down to this? Because ironically, it is the Modi government's welfare schemes that have been a big success in states like Uttar Pradesh and seen as a big reason for why they came back with big numbers in UP this time also, and even in the general election. So is it, you think, a little ironic that criticism is coming from them?
I've already said somewhere else, I find it farcical. It's beyond ironic, it's farcical. That this one rule for me, another rule for you, logic that is applied in Delhi, in the union government, has been taken to extremes, right? On what basis they give away, nobody is to question whether they give, because they're all knowing, all descendants directly from the hand of God. And then if anybody else gives, no, it's a bad freebie. This is just illogical, it's farcical, it's not no intellectual person will engage in this debate because it's a meaningless debate.
All right, as you said, let the voters decide. Thank you very much, Mr. Tyagarajan, for joining us.
பிடிச்சிருந்தா லைக் பண்ணு, கமெண்ட் பண்ணு, ஷேர் பண்ணு.
அதுமாதிரி நண்பர்களுங்க, சின்ன சேனல் எதா இருந்தாலும் அது கொஞ்சம் ஆதரவு கொடுங்க. உங்க பொண்ணான கையை கொண்டு அந்த பெல்ல தட்டிடுங்க. அவங்களுக்கு சப்ஸ்கிரைபர் 5-10 ஏறுனா அவங்க மனசு சந்தோஷப்படும்.